Property and super, a ticket to savings. Property buyers are increasingly finding themselves bidding against cashed-up self-managed superannuation funds, and it's easy to understand why. Property buyers are increasingly finding themselves bidding against cashed-up self-managed superannuation funds, and it's easy to understand why. Buying real estate with a self-managed super fund, or SMSF in industry jargon, is one of the best tax dodges available to Aussie individuals. SMSFs are fiddly to set up and monitor, but have the potential to wipe out tens of thousands of dollars of potential capital gains tax. While our own home is exempt from capital gains tax when we sell, investment properties are taxed like any other asset in that half of the profit, or capital gain, gets added to the year's taxable income. So if your investment property sells for $300,000 more than you paid for it, $150,000 gets added to your income, which would push most people into the top tax bracket, and its 49% income tax rate. If you buy a property within an SMSF and hold off selling until you are 16 retired, you won't pay any tax on the rental income from tenants, and you won't pay any capital gains tax if you sell it. It's no wonder an army of Australian investors are putting property in their SMSFs. Statistics from the Australian Taxation Office show that the value of residential property held in SMSFs rose from $14.6 billion in 2011 to $24.4 billion this year, a jump of 67% in just 5 years. It sounds like a nice bandwagon to jump onto, but there are a few hurdles. Experts often say you need at least $200,000 of super to make the cost of establishing and running of SMSF comparable to larger funds. The average super fund balance is not much more than $70,000 for working Australians, although couples can combine their super in one SMSF. There also are strict rules. You cannot shift a property you already own into a SMSF, the property can't be lived in by you or any other relative, you can't use it as a holiday home, and you're not allowed to make improvements until the loan is repaid. Understand all the costs. H&R Block SMSF Director Kimberly Brown says the fees that can eat into your super balance include upfront fees, legal fees, advice fees, stamp duty, property management and bank fees. Borrowing criteria for an SMSF are generally much stricter than for a normal property loan and come with higher costs, which need to be factored in when working out if the investment is worthwhile, she says. Brown says your fund must hold enough cash to cover the loan repayments. If you buy property through an SMSF, the fund will pay 15% tax on the rental income. Finally, make sure your overall assets are still diversified. If you invest in property outside of super, should you be putting all of your eggs in the property basket inside super too? It's risky to ignore other common super assets such as shares, bonds, infrastructure and cash. If starting your own super fund to buy property still makes good sense, it's time to think about joining the SMSF army and annoy other home buyers.